Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching The Political Vigilante. Pete Buttigieg, critical of Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is too out there. He's too much of a crazy. We need to be more centrists. We need to all get along. We need to be centrism. We need to all get billionaires to come into our wine caves. That's what Pete Buttigieg keeps saying. That's not what he said when he was in high school and he wrote a paper praising Bernie Sanders. This is in Jacobin, which I love that site. When Pete Buttigieg was a high school senior, he wrote a prize-winning essay praising Bernie Sanders. Here, we republished the essay in full. He won a prize for this. I'm going to read you some excerpts. The link is in the show notes. Read the whole thing through. It's a great essay. You read it and go, wow, this guy might actually be a really solid leader. It's before he became a Navy intelligence officer and then started working for hedge funds and consulting. You know, the consulting firm that helped get rid of good union-paying jobs and for the post office. That one, and helped increase people's health care costs with Blue Cross. Yeah, that's what Pete. This is who he wanted to be, but he bailed on this kid. It's kind of hard to stick to your values when you got all that billionaire wine cave money floating around. You know what I mean? Most Democrats shy away from the word liberal like a horrid accusation. Republican President hopeful George W. Bush, this was written in 2000, uses the centrist rhetoric of compassionate conservatism. Here he is going, we don't need centrism. Yeah, Pete. 18-year-old Pete, I would agree. I would agree with you, Pete. We don't need centrism. We don't need compassionate conservatism. That's the compassionate conservatism that lied about weapons of mass destruction and got us into an illegal war in Iraq that killed 1 million Iraqis and thousands of Americans died. People coming home with PTSD, 22 vets a day committing suicide. You served over there, dude, right? So that centrism and that compassionate conservatism that you're being critical of actually created these two awful wars that are both still going. Afghanistan's still happening. We're still fighting in Afghanistan, and well, now we just got kicked out of Iraq because Trump killed Soleimani. It's probably good we're getting kicked out. Here's some more excerpts from High School Pete. One outstanding and inspiring example of such integrity in the country's only independent congressman, Vermont's Bernie Sanders. Sanders' courage is evident in the word he uses to describe himself, socialist. He applauds him for calling himself a socialist. Bernie's been calling himself a socialist for a long time. In a climate where even liberalism is considered radical and socialism is immediately and perhaps willfully confused with communism, a politician dares to call himself socialist? He does indeed. This is impressive, young Pete, pre-wine cave Pete. Wow, long way from the wine cave, eh, Pete? Get out of the wine caves and get back to this high school kid that won this essay. Get back to this kid. This kid. This kid sounds like a leader. That centrist droning blah, 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 that you spew and Klobuchar. Oh, God. You guys seem like fraternal twins from the same like neoliberal centrist parents. Oh. Pete, Amy, don't rock the boat. Don't do anything audacious in your lives. Don't take a bold stance that would make millions of people's lives better. He also succeeded in quietly persuading reluctant Republicans and President Clinton to ban the end product and products made by underage workers. Did you know that? Bernie, as an independent senator, has a history of uniting both parties for good causes, not bipartisan. When I hear bipartisan, I get scared because that's when I know we're all getting screwed. But Bernie's saying, hey, this is a thing we all need to be participating in. Bernie Sanders called out Joe Biden's crime bill that Bill Clinton signed. That awful racist crime bill. Bernie Sanders on the floor of the Senate in 1994 called it out. I commend Bernie Sanders for giving me an answer to those who say American young people see politics as a cesspool of corruption beyond redemption. Was he reading this essay when he was at that consulting firm that actually made things worse at the United States Postal Service? Got rid of union jobs, closed down post offices, made services more expensive, when he increased people's health care premiums? It's just an essay I wrote. A cesspool beyond redemption. So I guess he went, yeah, it is beyond redemption. I'll take donations from 39 billionaires. The only person who's taken more billionaire donations is Joe Biden. Liz Warren's even taken six. 6 different billionaires have donated to Liz Warren's campaign. One billionaire's wife donated to Bernie's campaign. She wrote a check for, I believe, $470, and he returned it. Still has those values, Pete. What happened to you? Stop hanging out in wine caves, Pete. I would suggest dropping out of the race and actually backing this guy that you were so proud of 20 years ago, because he still has he can be the greatest president since FDR if people like you just get out of the way and get behind him. Drop out of the race, Pete. Go back to this kid. This kid was impressive. I'd like to meet this kid. The centrist guy that lies about having black supporters? Come on. That's cesspool behavior. A cesspool of corruption. Just anything to win. That's what we're talking about. You were talking about the guy you've become. Did you know that when you were 18? Would this kid be happy with who he's looking at running for president today? Would he? I don't know, dude. I bet you this kid would be totally bummed if he saw you in that wine cave. Or was this kid just like, I'll write an essay that'll get me good grades because were you an opportunist when you were in high school? I'll just say what I got to say to get the award, and who cares? As soon as a billionaire comes, I'll go on a wine cave run with him. Is that? Well, that's even more horrifying than just an idealistic young man that lost his way versus this sounds like Clinton-y type cutthroat and running for school president. When Hillary said, I was a Goldwater girl. Ugh, Barry Goldwater was horrifying. Let's get back to this kid, Pete, unless this kid was just a lie. We don't need a cesspool, right? I agree with you here, Pete. We don't need centrism, Pete. We need a hard left socialist that's going to fix the 40 million Americans living in poverty, the 60% of Americans that can't afford a $500 to $1,000 emergency, the 30,000 people a year that die because they don't have health insurance. The guy you wrote about in 2000, Bernie Sanders, he's that guy. It's not you. You've become the thing you didn't like. Thanks for watching the show, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood. Go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood. I don't have any billionaires and wine caves supporting this show. If you're a billionaire and you're in a wine cave, send me a check for $1 million. Send me a check for $1 million and I'll stop making fun of you specifically. Also go to rockman.com/Graham Elwood. That is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform that cannot be bought by Google. Google supports Pete, Wine Cave Pete. Zuckerberg supports Wine Cave Pete, one of the billionaires that contributes. Join us on the road for the Progressive Comedy Tour. January 25th, Ron Placone and I are in Valencia, California. February 8th, Tucson. February 29th, San Francisco. March 12th, 13th, and 14th, we are in Orlando, Tampa, and Miami. April 24th and 25th, Seattle and Portland. May, we're in Indianapolis, Detroit, and Cleveland. June, we've got Louisville, Nashville, Atlanta coming. Ticket dates or ticket links aren't up for those yet, but we have those dates confirmed. July, we're in Chicago and Milwaukee. I'll be dropping new tour dates on grahamelwood.com as soon as I get them. Follow me on social media at Graham Elwood on Twitter. Like, share, subscribe. Share the videos. Put them out there. Make sure you subscribe. YouTube's been unsubscribing us because I'm not in a wine cave with billionaires. They don't want me to talk about this kind of stuff. That's why you guys come here. You don't get your news from the filthy corporate media. That's wine cave media. You don't want to watch wine cave media. You want to watch 18-year-old Mayor Pete media. Thanks for watching, everybody. You're all making Gotham great again.